Another question I wanted to ask you, what would you say are your biggest musical influences? Like, what kind of got you into music? What made you want to be a musician?
I started, I grew up in Moscow, and since I was like 2 or 3, my mom kind of threw me into music and dance and theater. So I was always into that. Okay. And I was very serious playing classical piano. I used to practice like 5 hours a day, and it was my thing for a very long time, pretty much until I went to college. So music was something that I always, it was always a big part of my life, but I never envisioned myself fronting a band. It was just kind of never even crossed my mind that I could do something like that. But I secretly wanted to, because my parents had like these VHS tapes of Led Zeppelin and Queen performing live. Okay. And it would just completely mesmerized me, but I was just such in a different world of classical music and theater that it was far-reached for me. So kind of cool how it all came about.
My brother listens to a lot of classical, and a lot of those pianists that do those like really intense pieces, like the Mozart and stuff, that play those like concert-wise, are Russian women. Like, so I can only imagine how much practice that kind of stuff takes. Like, it's insane. Yeah, and you constantly have to practice because your fingers. Yeah, it's kind of like athletes in the hand. Totally. It's like finger athletics. Like, so we were watching this woman, and she comes out and she's got like this perfect like Victorian dress and like a just like done up perfectly, and then just like shreds the piano like nothing nice, like. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure that like it sounds like that's kind of like a cultural thing almost, like in Russia.
A little bit, yeah, because it's weird over there when you. Because, for example, here, people, like, to me, they came and just did it for fun. But over there, if you're playing piano, you're going to dance or whatever you're doing, you have to take it very seriously. Right. I think part of it is because it's free. A lot of the schools are free. The government, it's funded. So the schools, they can kick you out. If you're not good, they just kick you out. Oh, wow. So if you want to do it, you have to be good.
You got to be the best in your class.
Yeah, pretty much.
So do you listen to a lot of metal? Would you say you listen to a lot of metal personally?
Yeah, especially later when I was about, I think, 18, 19, I discovered I was into Marilyn Manson for a while, System of a Down, Korn, 9 Inch Nails. Yeah. So I really like that sound. And, lately, we've been really liking Rammstein, and I really like industrial metal, but I also like kind of a bit of a symphonic sound as well. And sure. I think you can hear that in our music. We try to, kind of mix it all together. Yeah,
there's definitely a classical edge to it. So next question would be, do you listen to anything outside of metal? Like, who would you say your biggest influences would be, like, outside of metal? Do you have any, like, pop influences, or do you listen to anything eccentric, like country or hip-hop, or...
when I used to teach, I had to teach a lot of pop songs, and it drove me crazy. But, right now, lately, we've been just writing our music, and we've been focusing on that so much that I haven't really been listening to anything. Because people always ask, like, what influenced the record, and nothing really. We just try to put a lot of ourselves into it. Sure. And of course, from what we've heard before, because, I've been listening to music my whole life, and that probably seeped into it. But I can't really say that, there's one particular record or band or, influenced it.
That you could mention. Got you. No, I think I'm kind of a music geek myself, so I listen to a lot of different stuff, and I'm like, sometimes I'll listen to a song and go, I wonder if she like listens to Lana Del Rey or something, like maybe she's influenced by like this singer or something like that,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good singers out there. Lana Del Rey does a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, I hear a lot of the new music, just because I like hearing music, especially when I'm driving. I used to like some of the 30 Seconds to Mars songs. I like. Yeah, I mean, Nine Inch Nails, I like the soundtracks. I love listening to movie soundtracks, and Trent Reznor has been doing a lot of movie soundtracks lately.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer, I love that epic sound.
Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer's great.
Cinematic.
Yeah, and you guys' music definitely has kind of that cinematic feel to it.
Yeah.